All right. Hey, I'm live with a couple of freaking raging badasses. Um, David Palmer's one of my favorite people in the space. Like every time we get on the phone, it's like 3 hours later. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? It just you know, mover and shaker. And I'm excited to get a full on update. And of course, we got Monster here too, who's doing some epic collabs with us. So I mean, maybe just in case, because we're introducing a lot of people to our Uplift ecosystem these days, right? So if you could, let's take it right back to the beginning. We'll start with you, Mr. David Palmer. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, I'm the COO of Bad Days. It's actually a project that had been in the works for about 2 years. We released a game, released a token that's been out for a period of time. January was our game launch and token launch, and it's been going since then. And it's basically a game that's a play to earn game. Sort of looks like kind of like Street Fighter, I guess would be an easy definition of it. And we've been just tweaking and going along that route all along right now. That's been basically kind of it. And it was actually an animated series that was based. Stan Lee was the person that actually made the animated series called Bad Days, and that series itself went viral on his channel. He had a channel called World of Heroes. We ended up obtaining Stan Lee's channel, World of Heroes, changed it to Marvelous TV, and then at that point, we decided that it would be a good move for us to be able to make a game that was a play to earn crypto game. And that's pretty much where it went to from there. And then January, we launched it.
Awesome. All right, Monster.
Yes, sir.
All right, who are you? What do you do?
I love this question. It is always ever changing.
Right.
So, I guess Corey, you and I ran into each other probably just through like music stuff. Probably I got introduced to you, I think, through Blue a year plus, and whatever. So we just kind of corresponded. And then side note, I got involved with Graffiti Kings probably really integrally, I'd say August of last year. So like we're about a year in. That's pretty crazy to say. Wow, that's wild. So about a year in my like creative works with Darren, the CEO and kind of creative mind behind Graffiti Kings. And so we started working together on what began as like a collaborative idea for just kind of putting some music to graffiti street art NFTs out there. And we ended up doing that, of course, with Cape Music, did that Cape Music drop. And that was kind of my my introduction into my own creations into wax. But then from there, Darren and I just cooked and grew and built out. And so now we've got a a live PDE game on Telegram, about 400 people playing that. We have a live token, some staking farms going on, some LPs. We're working on our own similar game to what David's describing. That's going to be on Wax, but it's kind of chain agnostic. I'll explain a little bit of that, and then if D pops in here, I'm sure he can collaborate. But point being, we have our game Hodl Warriors. It's like in final stages of devs. So like we've got 3 wallets integrated so far. So we've got MetaMask, 4. MetaMask, Wax Cloud, Anchor, and then Trust Wallet, which can also, obviously expand to other wallets beyond that with Wallet Connect. So the purpose and concept behind that is while the game is Wax centric, and of course our GK core is here on Wax, it's a battle game that's deck driven. So basically, as long as you kind of have a construct that allows for power ups and value adds and modifiers to your collection, sort of gamify it. We want to create different clans, sort of like the warriors, if you will. How the warriors is the concept of the game. So you'll have different clans battling each other, each with different skill sets and PowerPoints and moves. And I'll let David go into that side of the thing, but we're going to be working on bringing in some Bad Days elements to it. So we'll be gamifying some of the Bad Days characters inside of our game and just kind of creating some cross pollination. And Corey, man, you know me, I'm always cooking, I'm working, I got lots of other projects I could talk about, but I think for the purpose of this call, we'll keep it GK Bad Days centric. So that's it in a nutshell. Darren and I are always whooping up stuff. I'm always trying to architect new ways to gamify our collection. I'm working on art toys, redeemables, all kinds of different blend ups, all kinds of crazy shit happening.
Yeah, Corey, when it first started, man, and you know this with Wax, I mean, really think about, let's go all the way back to the beginning. and I mean, let's say 2.5 years ago, people were putting out wax NFTs, and they were basically just doing it for the look of it, or for them to be able to get on that staking platform, our Planet. And so the utility, or making an NFT have a lot of utility in the very beginning, really wasn't there. So the one thing that I want to be able to say to the whole wax community is that we're all growing. It's not only the people that buy NFTs, it's also the communities that are out there that have spent money, and hopefully the larger projects are the ones that, like for yourself, you had to go through drama dealing with what you did with Uplift, Corey.
What, there was some drama? I don't even know. What are you talking about?
And you got
Excuse
all
me,
these.
I have to throw up a little bit.
But the thing I respect about you, Corey, is that, and I respect, there's probably a couple more projects that have that same situation that came down, and they actually have been trying to stick with it, is that anybody can give up and just say, screw it, rug pull it, and then I'm done. I'm out of this nightmare and mess, and then I'll go back to a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But you didn't do that. And I mean, you, against all odds, said, I'm going to invest my own money into this to make it work. And I respect that. And that, if more projects took that type of approach to it, I mean, you got so many rug pulls that have happened in wax, and you still got a lot of people that are complaining about all the different projects and situations that have happened in wax, where all these projects haven't followed through with their stuff. They're making empty promises. They didn't build a game, and this, that. And that's all true. But there are projects out there. I'll give you an example. Graffiti Kings. Yep. Graffiti Kings just did stuff with different projects. They did their own NFTs. They did stuff with R2. And those NFTs in the very beginning didn't have utility. They were just art. That's what we were selling, was art. Yep. And that's what people have to realize, that's what was selling at that time. Now, for us to circle back and try to give utility to stuff that was already released, it's not easy. You know what I mean? It's not 100% that everything is going to work just straight A, B, C, D equals E. It's going to take time to make these things function and work. But the one good thing was an Uplift that I know is you could go in there and actually build and make something. It had gamification, is what I call it. It wasn't just a click mining thing.
Right. Well, and the core functionality that we promised we would make when we first sold NFTs, we've already delivered on, right? Like that. Like, as far as like being a play to earn functional game, like, yeah, check right now. I mean, and now granted, like, we've got so much left to do, so much on our roadmap that the DAO is going to be voting on and prioritizing for us and stuff. But yeah, I mean, and really, like, I mean, I think I talked to you a couple of times. I wanted to quit. And it, would have been easier because, like, it wasn't me doing it. Like, I was.
You can't control everything, Corey.
Right. And yeah, like, it would have been much easier just to freaking, lay down and let the people who were responsible for what happened pay for it. But it just made, you know what it is? And it really, and I'll tell you exactly, and the community is a big part of this, but going back to, like, just imagining a world without the Uplift in it. The builds that are in Genesis, really all over every single one of the worlds now, up to and including the cathedral where my family and our friends gathered to watch sunrises and put gratitudes up. Like that would just suddenly not be a thing was unacceptable. Like that's ultimately what, even when things were the worst, and it just would have been so much easier to just give up. That ultimately, like, the fact that we're encoding our shared history as a community into this, like, digital strata, just that's what tipped it over. And then, letting the community down and, like, just not wanting to and that's shitty end of the story.
Right, exactly. But a lot of people, they'll look at it and they'll say, "Oh, you guys made multi-millions of dollars," and it's the same thing that I said. Did you guys did people make money with projects? Yes, they did, but they also had full teams that they had to pay. They had also graphic work that had to get done. They had all these things that had to go out. Then you had situations where, like, we don't have to go into detail about it, but what happened with your situation on this is your baby, Corey. Whatever mistakes were made. It's not going to help to bitch about the past.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Especially not with the opportunity that we have now. Yep.
This is what we got now. This is what we're going towards. This is what we're trying to do and trying to accomplish in the space, whether it's Wax, ETH, I don't care what blockchain it's on. We're trying to bring the real people, as they're so called, into this thing called the blockchain or cryptocurrency. And it's not going to happen with the situations that have been happening in the past without people feeling comfortable to go into crypto. Knowing how to set up a wallet and do all of these things was difficult. And now technology is starting to get to a point to where it's not going to be as hard for these people to come into the space. And it's the people that stuck it out. I'm not talking about all the rug pullers. And I mean, I could go through fucking 20 rug pull projects on Wax, and I could do the same on ETH. They're on every blockchain. It's not just Wax that had rug pull situations, whether it's a game, token, or whatever the situation is. The scammers are out there. Their scammers are out there. But when you look at it, and this is really where my heart is at, is that I get bothered when so much negativity comes back into someone trying to fix a situation, make a situation right, make this thing work, okay? Instead of giving that underlying support. Hey, he's giving it a shot. And I understand people invested into shit. It's not a misunderstanding on my part that people didn't put money into something, okay? Because I did. Do you know how much money I've spent on Wax, bro? It's out of control. I got 36,000 NFTs on Wax. 25 projects, and probably only 3 projects out of 25 actually made it. You know what I mean? From a standpoint of that. I don't even look at it for me making my money back. That boat has sailed. So let's talk reality. What did I get out of this situation? Learning experiences. I'm a guy who's building a game. I got to learn more about the game. I got to collab with different people. And that doesn't mean I don't collab with people and make mistakes. That's going to happen in the space. You collab with people and make mistakes, and it might not be either project's fault. It just is the space. That's the way it is.
We're trying a lot of new things, right? I think like what you're saying, like if you invest in 25 things in this space and 3 of them work out, that's twice as good as Silicon Valley startups, right? Like if you're investing in Silicon Valley startups, and this is honestly like this is why like our new culture where anyone can invest in this stuff, right? I'm a huge proponent of that. It's like I was staring at Tesla before it IPO'd, right? You know how, like I didn't have $250,000 liquid. I couldn't even talk to them about investing before they got on the stock market. Twitter the same way. I knew that was going to fly, right? So like I've been watching all these startups. I never made any money on them because I wasn't already rich. So the whole idea that like you need to be an accredited investor to get into that stuff, it's a huge deal. And this is something now that, we're able to do this at like tiny dollar amounts or whatever. But the thing is, you also have to be fucking responsible and pull your head out of your fucking ass. Right.
Well, it's like, not only that, Corey. Let's boil it down to an easy point. If I went out I'm in LA. If I went out and said, I want to advertise my freaking company on a bus bench, how much is that going to cost me?
In LA?
Thousands, bro. I don't even have to begin to tell you. Probably $4 or $5 grand, easy a month in a shitty area. Wow. Now you want to get down off of Santa Monica Boulevard or Century City or wherever these areas are, you're going to be advertising. Okay, even if you just look at Uplift from a marketing and advertising standpoint, okay, there's not 1 million people in Uplift yet, but I don't see you disappearing, Corey. It's not like you just left town and said, I'm out of this. This is it. I'm done. Let the thing run on its own. If it runs, great. No, you're still on it. You're still doing it, right?
Yeah.
So to me, if I could go in and buy a land, okay, yeah, now they're 30, 80, 60, whatever the price of a land is. But now you have an opportunity to build something and market your company. How long is it going to be there for, Corey? Are you charging me monthly to put my advertising up inside your space?
Nope.
No. You get the land, you build your shit on it, and you leave it there forever. So, I mean, even from that standpoint, even if you don't like a game, that's free advertising. Free advertising for Uplift. And Graffiti Kings. Here's the same thing with Graffiti Kings. They were art NFTs before. They didn't have to fucking make that shit viable for a game now. They didn't have to. They delivered what they promised, just like what you were talking about, Corey. They delivered an NFT that was by a graffiti artist, that was a popular artist, that was on their staff. They tried to make it look really cool, like one of them had water drippings on it and stuff like that, and do the mythic and blending and all these things. Those were all the things people wanted. Those were all the popular things. Now, they're going to take those and all the stuff that they've done and apply utility to them. They didn't have to do that. They delivered an art. There's your art. There's your piece of art. We hope it goes up. It's all speculation. Just like if, I bet you Picasso, if he painted Dave Palmer, it'd look all fucked up. And now I'd be a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and how early are we still, right? Like
exactly.
That we've been kind of, like rocking and rolling in this space for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Right. And so we've gone through, I think in NFT space, the hype cycles are different, but it definitely follows along with crypto, in a macro sense. Right. So this is like our first NFT crypto winner. That's what gets me really, really excited, because I'm seeing like who's going to flame out, who's going to disappear, who's going to turn into a little crybaby. And it happens in every crypto winner, whether you're NFTs or crypto, it doesn't matter. Right. Like that people get all up in their feelings because they sold at the bottom. Well, guess who's dumb for selling at the bottom? Right.
Exactly.
Whoever does it. Right.
Exactly.
It's the mindset, right? But the projects that are like getting their shit together, tightening things up a little bit for crypto winter and getting ready to keep blasting, like that's been super fun. So we added like almost 80 projects to our Ethereum thing, right? Like,
yeah,
I was targeting 100. We only hit 80 only, right? Like looking at the dome now, it's a bunch of badasses that we get to partner with at the start of this little crypto winter thing, and we're gonna kick the shit out of it. Like we're gonna have a really, really successful year when a lot of other projects are fucking around. And I know you guys are both gonna be doing the same thing, which is why it's like a privilege to have you in our circle.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's what people have to look at. One last thing, Munster, and then you can spit away.
All right, dude.
One last thing. Okay, we launched our project. We made good money. But what did we do with the frickin' money? Okay. We turned around and we went to Comic-Con. People go, oh, yeah, so you did a booth. No, we have the largest booth at Comic-Con. Dude, and people don't realize a booth like that, we probably dropped in total probably 160 grand. Did we have to fucking do that? No, we did it because we believe in our project. We believe in crypto, and did it at a place where there aren't crypto people. It was only real people at that Comic-Con. Yes, there's 50,000 people walking around and doing that type of stuff. So you invest back into your project. Then on top of it, what do? We took it around. Now we have a staff of a full animation studio. We can actually make metaverses. We can actually do 2D, 3D art. We got all these things that we've been piling up on being able to work. We got a collab coming with the only other company besides ourselves that has Stanley IP outside of the one company we all know about. And these are things that companies do that a lot of people don't see behind the scenes. It costs money to do stuff. And I'm not saying that projects that made, well over $1 million or $2 million, all of these projects are investing back into themselves. I'm just telling you what I did. I know Corey invested his own money into it. Munster, you've invested your time, energy, and also Darren's invested back into Graffiti Kings. So people always think that we're just driving around in Lamborghinis and living the lifestyle with huge gold chains and going to stripper shows. And my wife would kill me, but that's the type of lifestyle we're living, throwing fucking ones, making it rain, or hundos and making it rain.
Yeah, no bullshit. This is real. I don't talk about this very much, but we live in a tiny apartment in North Miami, and we've always lived really small. We're actually moving in with Michelle's parents for this year.
Wow!
Like when I say I put everything on the line, because we brought in a lot of stuff last year, and almost none of it came to Uplift. Like that's a thing that you can watch on the blockchain. It's publicly available information, and I had no control over that, right? Which is why all of our books are going to be completely and totally open as a DAO. You're going to be able to watch where all the money goes, and we're all going to be able to vote on it. I'm trying to solve that.
Well, the whole thing is that you got a whole shitload of stuff and builds that already happened, and now you're at ground zero.
Oh yeah,
it's all you, baby. You know what I mean?
Well, it's the DAO, right? Like obviously, like
garage level, man. Like when we start off on these things and we start these conversations and we invest in packs and land keys and whitelisting, that's parking garage, or like the parking garage getting fucking built before there's even a ground level. So all of these roots that get established. I mean, you got to think about how a tree grows. A tree starts from a seed, sure, but it spreads so many roots out before it even emerges into the dirt. Before it breaks land, it's already established itself. to make sure it's getting the nutrients it needs, that it's going to survive, whether it's storms, seasons, whatever you want to fucking call it, whatever allegory you want to create. You have to establish those kind of creative foundations. And so I just want to piggyback off of what both of you guys have said. You know, David, you've articulated a lot of really key points in this bear market that we really need to focus on. And Corey, to your point, the projects that still have lights on, dude, if there's a light on, if the fact that there's a open community where commerce and congregation is occurring, there's updates that flow somewhat regularly, and there's known action occurring, then that is a successful project. So, you know, I'll see people come in, but we'll use my own community as example. They'll come into GK and they'll just start fudding and talking about biggest rug pull ever and be cautious and I invested X amount of dollars. Well, okay, so I'm gonna dissect that really quickly. First of all, how can we rug pull if we're still here? You have an open forum to come out and call us out in a situation where we're not denying you the ability to state how you feel. It's just, you know, when FUD becomes FUD, it's enough's enough inside the community. But my point is, you're able to come in and state that you're not happy with the state of the project, allow us to respond to it, or let you articulate how you feel, fine, period, not rug pull. On top of that, you've invested dollars. At what point ever in any investment in life is it ever advisable to invest anything that you can't afford to sacrifice? So the fact that a market downturns, no one can control that. But what a project can control is what's deliverables are. What are our COGS? What are our promises? What are the things that we can adhere to? So to David's point, yeah, 90% of GK is art. And we did have a drop that is a dedicated game key for the game that we're building. And people are screaming, where is the game that I got for buying my Game Pass? Well, it's getting built. And that's the answer, is that things in crypto are fluid. And I don't know if you've ever looked at a success line, but it's not linear, folks. It's squiggles, it's cross throughs, it's crumpled up paper in the trash can, it's sleepless nights of weeks of beyond weeks of beyond weeks of being able to figure out what the next success step is until all of a sudden the light bulb goes on and you're able to make that next jump, that next leap. So how do you keep the lights on? How do you keep your community engaged in a bear market? And I think you do that by exactly what I'm stating. You stay fluid, you stay open about things, and you let people know, you know what, sometimes things arc. Sometimes we do what we can to stay in it and in the moment so that we can deliver you guys A, really cool art, B, utility behind it, and C, tokenize as much of it as we can because we've created a really badass game token. We really like what LFGK can do, from staking to yield farming to using it to actually convert it into play tokens. As I said, we have a play to earn game in open beta right now. If anybody's interested, please holler at us. So these things are all happening now, real time. We've delivered on art toy receivables, NFT redemptions. So I think, to David's point, to Corey's point, and I digress, I hear a lot about rug pulls in communities that are surviving and striving, trying to do everything that's possible to try to deliver in a market that exists for what it is. You talk about monies and investments. I mean, you can look at the indemnifiability of the transactions on the blockchain. You can look at where the money's gone in from Graffiti Kings. You can look at how much is in LFGK. You can look at how much is in Wax Holdings. The entirety of Graffiti Kings is nonprofit. So nonprofit sounds really loosey-goosey, and I guess in a sense it is. It's nonprofit in the sense that every bit of what we've generated goes back into future forward the project itself, whether it's metaverse build out, whether it's gamification, whether it's expanding on the tokenomics, whether it's looking at the airdrops and how to factor in all of the collections, looking at creating a DAO for the community years down the line. All of these things take capital investment. And instead of taking the money and running, or taking the money and seeing it disperse off the blockchain, it's very identifiable to understand where the wax that's been generated for a project goes. And that is just because of the nature of the beast. So I think anybody declaring rug pull on any of the projects still grit teeth surviving and churning milk into butter and trying to skim on that fat and survive is just not able to see the whole picture, and there's no blame there.
Or they don't know what the word rug, like what the phrase rug pull means,
no
right?
blame.
Like, it's like,
well, they're going to say, Corey, they're going to say that rug pull terminology on anybody that they
like,
didn't get their money back on.
Well, this is the thing. Like, yeah, if number doesn't go uppy when they bought it, like suddenly, and this is the thing, right? Like, to me, those people are children, and this is where, and I've even seen people dumb enough to, like, you know, lose a bit of money because they bought the top of whatever, right? And so, oh, this whole area needs to be regulated. I'm like, idiots. This is why we can't have nice things. And like, all you need to do is understand that this space is going to do as well as Silicon Valley, which is where everyone wants to invest. And everyone needs to understand all the best investors there invest in minimum 50 projects with the hope to win one time.
Right.
This
And
is startups. We're doing new things. They fucking fail all the time. And that should be allowed.
This is gaming, right? Do you know how many freaking games from PlayStation 1 all these years, all the way up to PlayStation 5, and my kid has every single freaking console? How much money did I actually spend on all these damn video games? Right?
Yeah, right.
Did one of those games pay me back a dime? Even a penny?
No.
Did they market my shit? Did they say, Dave Palmer, we like you, man, and put up a sign inside their website doing anything for me whatsoever? Bro, I don't even want to tell you the thousands I've spent on that. It's a sick, crazy amount. And that's what I try to get across to people is that, I've been dumb. I've invested into shit that I thought was, oh, I went on the hype and got into it. The NFTs look killer, right? And then the opposite effect was I look at fucking Farmer's World when it first came out and saw their NFTs. I go, oh, what the hell is this bullshit? And then the fucking 2 months later, I'm going, why didn't I buy it? I could have bought it right then at the PAX, and I'm a dummy. And you can't tell. You can't tell. You can't judge a game off an NFT.
Yeah, I think Farmer's World is down about 30,000x right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But the number doesn't even make sense.
In the very beginning, you could pump on that. And
and that's the thing. And this is it's causing another really unfortunate, understandable but unfortunate cycle in our space, right? Everybody constantly keeps moving to the next brightest thing looking for alpha, and that creates this cycle, right, where a project gets into some hype, it hasn't released yet, so it's got no track record, and people can kind of paint on it whatever rosy image they want to, and that is very common for us hyper intelligent monkeys to do, right? Like even well-meaning, you just there's a lot of hope there because nothing's been done yet. Everybody pops over there. The fact that everyone's popping over there means that there's a whole lot of energy. And so the number goes up a little bit and that reinforces the hype and it freaking jumps up and it will always come down as fast as it goes up. Always. Yes. Write this down. Always. Right?
Exactly.
But now, Farmer's World, Our Planet. I made bank on Our Planet because I lucked out and I was early. Right?
That's exactly it. I had 650 rigs right when they came out. They were like fucking $6, $700. $6 or $7 a piece,
and that's great, but it wasn't and again when it was really clear that hyperinflation was the only thing they were going to do, I'm like, well, we're probably going to have to diversify out of this, right? And I kept everything. I've never sold anything from Our Planet except for the Aether that I was bringing in, right? But that cycle means that it's way harder for projects that have a whole lot of energy, or a whole lot of history to get that energy, right? That fuel is a spend that you probably only get one time. Now, granted, the next hype cycle, the next crypto cycle that comes along, right? We'll all be here in a couple of years, whatever it is, when things start to move back up, and we're going to be hitting a whole other level with Uplift. I know you guys are going to be doing the same thing for
exactly.
Marvelous and whatever, right? And then Decentraland is 6 years old.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. You look at SLP on Axie Infinity, right? And you look at their token rate. Rewind the clock on that. I hope people can go back to the very beginning of where Axie Infinity was, because their token wasn't $26, $50, $75. Their token was like fractions of a penny.
Yep.
It took them 5 to 6 years to get to the stage that they're at in the gamification that they're at. And so can you picture 5 or 6 years how much stuff is going to be built in Uplift, Corey?
No, honestly I can't. Right. I was on with Ken and Nathan, and Ken has his face in Genesis that I pasted up into this guy really early on in the Uplift history. And he built a little treehouse on there. He was showing us a bunch of stuff. It was super goofy. But he starts flying around his plot in Genesis. 60% of the shit around where he's got his community plot from the old timey days, right? Genesis was the first map that we put out. I've never seen before. I've never seen any of it, right? And that was just a little area, right? And so, yeah, no, I honestly I don't know. Especially when the biggest thing that's going on with Ethereum is it's going to be every single one of the NFTs is going to be a 1-of-1, right? So you're not getting a generic Ethereum map NFT or Degen 1 map NFT. You're going to get an NFT that has an image on it, and that image is going to be coming right from the map, and you'll be able to update it. So you'll be able to go into the metadata and actually update that image. So when you build something, it's actually going to show that on your NFT. That NFT is a 1-of-1 attached to that land.
Oh,
right?
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and so we've never done that before, right? So hopefully it fucking works. But I mean, we'll figure it out. Like it's going to be a thing that ends up working. But even just that, right? Like that, like the people were building all of this amazing stuff just to do it, create content with it, have events or whatever. What happens when that's your Bored Ape NFT, right? You're using the Uplift as a canvas to create something that's actually going to be on the NFT itself, right? I don't know. I don't know how much hype it's going to create, but it ain't going to be zero.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing with Graffiti Kings. How much more graffiti is going to get done? How much more game builds are going to be? There's going to be a game for Telegram, a game for Discord, a game for this, a game for that. And it's funny because I've talked with Darren, several times, and Darren's the type of cat that, man, he doesn't give a shit if it's free. Here, everyone come play the game for free, because everyone whines and complains, that it costs money and this, that, and the other, and this type of thing, and free and all of this stuff. But he has the attitude of wanting the entire universe to play his game, just like you do, just like I do. Okay. To keep that game alive costs money. Okay. To keep the dream alive of constantly updating servers, of playing for this and paying for that, and marketing and promoting, and now I got to hire this person and that person. We're not even counting our time. Let's just call our time, Corey, a big fat fucking zero. Because I never got paid for my
so far.
time.
My time has me in the hole to the tune of 6 figures. Well,
Yeah.
7 figures, depending on how you want to count it.
Exactly.
I might get that back someday. Who knows?
But the thing that's funny is, and then people say, like I've even heard this. You go, oh, look it, here comes Bad Days with that fucking off-brand shit again, and oh, they don't have the right to do this, they don't have the right to do that. And I look at all the shit that's mimicked on Wax, that's art that has nothing to do with the project, and I never hear them complain about those fucking people. Okay, first off the bat, our channel was Stan Lee's channel, World of Heroes. They can still type in World of Heroes on YouTube and it's there. Number two, it was Stan Lee's animated series. Okay, and Michael Eisburn, ex-VP of Disney series, and all of the videos have been up since 2010. Okay, and have we have almost 1 million users on our YouTube channel and over 2 billion views on our animated videos. Okay, so from that side of it, we had it under control. I didn't understand everything about Wax, so when people came in, oh, look at, they just sold this whole ton of fucking NFTs in the very beginning that had no utility. You just got a picture, a silver, a gold, a bronze. It didn't do shit.
And like on Ethereum, they don't even know what utility means.
Well, the whole thing is that we were doing it as a promotional set. I didn't know shit about Wax. Wax was at like 3 cents or 4 cents. I go, and it's nothing against Wax because I'm there now. I'm in almost every freaking community. But when I started, I go, I don't want to be screwing around with this Wax stuff, man. I'm on Ethereum. We got Ethereum. I've built my whole career on Ethereum, doing Blackbeard Willie and Billy Bob Butt Crack and all these projects that I promoted. And mind you, this is the funny part. Do you know, out of all the videos done, I've probably done 75. There's only been 3 projects on Ethereum that actually are still in existence from all of the projects I promoted. There's only 3 left. Wow. So my point being is this. When we did the stuff on Wax, our first collectible set, it was meant to be a highly collectible set. Wasn't going to be easy. Why? Because if we were assholes, I could have turned around and put out 1 million NFTs and probably sold a shitload more than what we did, right? And the next thing is, I wanted utility. I hear this utility. Let me go ahead. We'll put a gold ticket inside of Wax, and it'll be a character for Ethereum. We didn't have to do that shit. Put a gold ticket inside there so you can get a character. Even though it's on ETH and it's not on Wax, we still gave an opportunity for somebody to be able to win that. And then on top of it is you could get a lithograph out of it, right? So we tried our best in the very beginning because we didn't know a lot. Nobody did at that point. This is 2 years ago. Nobody had any idea that collectible NFTs. You had more to utility with Uplift than we did, right? You buy Uplift, you buy a land, and you get to build shit. Our NFTs didn't do that. We didn't have fucking any money or any project to be able to do some shit. There was no gamification to it. It was promotional for our game that was coming out.
Right.
Then we decided, let's do a collab with Cogs because we heard about this stuff called utility for Wax. We knew about utility with game utility on Ethereum, but we never thought Wax would gamify it. We thought it's going to be all Aliens World shit. Here, start mining. Here, click. Click, click. Okay. Oh, wow. I made some tokens. What happened? You know, that's not a fucking game. I'm sorry. And I'm not knocking Alien Worlds because they're on Binance and they got their shit together and stuff. But the click mining shit, you know, it's just not gamifying it to me, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody going with this, oh, stake this, stake that, stake this, stake that, just to make the community happy. I think that's what screwed up a lot of the situations that were happening with it. But we did our thing on trying to get utility by putting it into Cogs. You can actually buy the Cogs that have bad days on it. Then the last one we did was with a music project. I'm not going to mention names because I don't need a bunch of fucking people hitting up the fucking thing, texting, doing their nightmare stuff on this, that, the other, rug pull, blah, blah, blah. But we tried, okay? Yeah. We tried. And that's what I'm trying to say is that I'm not in this to rug pull anybody or to sit here and say I made $1 million on Wax, because I'll tell you this much, Corey. This is a promise. I spent way more fucking money on Wax than Wax ever fucking paid me. I'll tell you that right now. With 36,000 NFTs, I lost a shitload of money on Wax.
Well, again, only if you sell, right? Like the dollar amount for everything is down right now. But like, you know, so I my first crypto cycle, I turned $200 into 30,000, which for a musician, right? Like was a gigging musician for a long time. I wasn't making that much money, right? Like 30 grand was more than I make in a year. So I was like, holy crap, this is nuts, right? So, but I rode it to the bottom. I got down to like 1,000. So I lost it all, right? So, oh my God, crypto's dead. Everyone's freaking blah, 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 right? And outside of everything that happened in this crypto cycle, you know, I took that $1,000, I ended up being $2,000, right? And after I put some more money in, and like did pretty good, right? And now I'm down to like enough to pay my taxes from last year, and that's it. Like I have nothing, right? Now I have nothing except for this network and you guys and the Uplift, and you know, like the position that I'm now in, just personally, right? To get into the next crypto cycle is going to be, it's going to be really, really intense. And for real, we're moving in with Michelle's parents. Yeah. Because we're not spending any money, because every single dime I get, I'm reinvesting just personally. So like, and you can always spot people like there, you know, there's going to be the criers and the builders. There will not be.
Oh, that's the whole thing. I mean, you know, with us, it's the same thing. We don't have new cars. I'm not driving around a new car. We don't have Lamborghinis or anything like that. Are we going to eventually do that? Yes, but the important thing for me to do is tweak the game, make the game work, and get along with there. Hey, little one, how you doing down there,
baby?
but that's kind of where it's at. Is that you know, my whole life is crypto, bro. I wake up in the morning and I do Telegram. I play the games. I collect my ether. I battle tanks. I do any game that I have something on, whether it makes me money or not, just to say, well, I got another 1,000 worthless tokens. Big deal. At least I'm playing a game. I'm having some fun and doing that. But it's all about my game, just like Uplift is about your game, and Monster's about his game with Graffiti Kings, and we're not going anywhere. Yeah. That's what people should be focused on, is that these guys get up in the morning and guess what they do? They do their game. They work on their game. They do meetings. They try to do collabs to bring more community into their projects.
Yep.
So, you know, those are the things that I get bothered with when people say, oh, they're doing a collab to make a shitload of money. They just did another collab so they can get this whole big, huge bankroll of money and collab this and collab that. That's a shit NFT. And look at what they did in the past. And then they try to dig into my personal shit from the past, which there really isn't any personal shit. I didn't have too much of a life before crypto.
The fun, I mean, we just cut it out now. I mean, like the people are either there to support us and help us build, or they can go somewhere else, right? It's a big internet. Have fun.
That's it.
Right? We don't have time, because like here we are still trying to make it work.
Exactly. But the things
transcend
that you
any
excited me about Uplift, the one thing I saw was, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, Corey, but I'm going to say it anyway, is
Oh,
I
geez.
loved that 3D render that you brought into Uplift. The one where it has like the 3D character 100% almost looks like a real person.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
blows me away.
we're testing bringing builds into Unreal 5. Right. So
Wow.
the Uplift Towers build it's a voxel. It's a 3D object that we can pull from the game. Right. And so we take that 3D object and we put it into Unreal 5. And then, you know, the I'm a DGen Void and like Gary made like a 3D avatar of my Minecraft skin, right? The goofball with the NASA t-shirt or whatever. And he's putting those into those Unreal 5 environments where you can like really mess with the lighting, and it can, you know, obviously be very hyper realistic. So yeah, those are the kinds of things we're testing, because I mean that's where metaverse writ large is going. So we're gonna have the benefit of everybody being able to build from the first millisecond, because a 5-year-old can build in Minecraft. But then we're gonna be able to take that same experience, those same builds, that same kind of encoded history, and bring it into Unreal 5 and connect it with what the future's gonna have. So yeah, it's gonna be intense. You could definitely talk about that stuff.
That's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be fun.
I love that. I love it. Once I saw that, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's getting serious. Hello, baby. And then, you know, by the time, you know, the baby's messing around, they're just gonna like take a pill. It'll be like a Neuralink thing in their brain. I'm like, oh, you guys in your Minecraft fax machine, whatever.
It really is going to be that way. You know, hey, listen. So speaking of Minecraft and not Minecraft, blah blah blah, Uplift and its functionality and branding and Ethereum, you know, and into kind of mainstream light, you know, the ability to have wearables and walk around and earn while you're wearing a wearable, you know, and brand recognition, and then AAA branding with wearables and earning while you're wearing AAA branding. I mean, there's got to be dynamic, you know, being formed for that now, like Capture, the Adidas, and the progressive Nike teams out there, and the brands that are already trying to get into Web3, and they're doing their best to do interactive AI stuff. I mean, the ability to have this open world that's cross-chain and on the main chains for gaming and utility just seems like the next step for token-backed branding and token-backed asset branding that way. So
yeah, there's some opportunity for that. In a really basic way on the Minecraft level, it will be a lot more on the like once we bootstrap up to Unreal 5, just because the definition of what the potential wearables are is so much higher. But we'll be bringing like all the lessons we're learning about how to actually do stuff with stuff is already going to be developed, where I think we're gonna leapfrog a lot of other projects that are starting making really shiny fancy things where no one is. Because we're actually, you know, on the ground creating utility, you know, at the first bit. One thing I will say, we're going to be creating an installable billboard for your plot, right? So you'll be able to, you know, have us install this billboard for an Upliftium cost, and it will automatically, you know, like a lot of websites will basically just sell space, you know, on their website for ads, right? And we actually got approached for a deal on this already, so we know there's going to be a lot of interest in this. And that billboard will get automatically updated every time somebody new buys an ad. You won't have to do anything with it, but you're actually going to get a revenue share across the entire space. So you can put a billboard up on your plot, and it'll basically be a giant, you know, marketing capacity, and we're going to be able to sell ad space on that. And that's actually going to come back to the community.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me that shit. You shouldn't have told me that, Corey. I'll build a whole building where it'll just be billboards everywhere, like they do in
also,
LA.
Like, and we can decide too. Like, should we give people, you know, kind of more than one per plot or whatever? And like those are going to be questions for the DAO. But yeah, there's going to be huge demand for it, because why wouldn't you do it? You know, you'd be crazy not to, right? But then on the TC, it's over. On the flip side, you know, we're going to be able to also track how many people come on your land. And basically, like, that's sort of the you know, how many times was that actually viewed, right? And so, you know, you still want to make an experience on your land, have a gallery, have a boat race, whatever it is, because they're going to be able to track eyeballs, and that's actually going to be how you'll be earning points towards that revenue share, right? If you build it and nobody comes, it still doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was thinking of just making mine a whole, you know, Vegas bar type scene. gambling in the pool with wet T-shirt parties. I don't know. I think that people will come to
That
that.
probably isn't gonna work until we are natively on Unreal 5, and we'll have to have like the Uplift red light district, but we'll have to have that long after we're not using Minecraft for it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man. I mean, I personally look at the future as a great thing. I mean, I love the fact that our community's been patient on waiting on it because they actually believe in what we're doing, and they see me and Damien dipping and diving in there every day, trying to say, hey, just be patient. It takes time to tweak a game and get it right. We had to balance all the characters first and then all of this. And once the full game is all out, but we took a huge hit on letting people be able to play the game and earn when the game wasn't 100% locked, ready to be able to even put it out there. Damien just wakes up one morning and says, hey, the game's on. I go, what? What do you mean the game's on? You go, yeah, I just forget it, man. I just turned it on. I go, oh my God, bro. We got to make sure there's no bugs on it. And sure, there was bugs. There was people smashing us, on the thing, because I hopped immediately on there in panic and going, oh my God, let me see what tweaks are, and how they're, and we had to go through the knocks and that type of thing. But the community stood behind us, and I think it's only the people that are willing to say, I'm going to stand behind my project, and even if not everything I said was getting delivered or not everything I said gets done, I'm going to do the most that I can, and I'm not going to walk away. Just like what Munster was saying inside of his situation, I don't back away from challenges that come in the different social media platforms that we get. And I just stand up and I say, hey, this is where we're moving towards. Hopefully you're along for the ride. And that's all we can do. That's it.
Yep. That's all there is to it. Monster,
But
thanks
I
for
love
bringing
the fact,
the special
I want
guest
to
on the
build
show.
in there, Corey.
What's that?
How much stuff have you actually built in Uplift? How many buildings and stuff like that have you personally built in there?
Me? So,
Yeah.
I mean, the main cathedral was my first build. I thought it was big. It's not at all. That was me. The giant dome is actually my build. The cathedral 2.0, right? There's a lot of sort of pictures of that or whatever. And the new ETH dome. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go over there. I started building it, and you could barely see the foundation of the big, basically what's going to be the Grand Central multi-chain station for Uplift. And then the Ethereum dome, and of course, it's set up so that there's going to be 5 or 6 different domes around this main build, and
Right.
I'm doing that as well. But yeah, like honestly, like they're not the most amazing builds in the Uplift by far, right? Like I don't have anywhere near enough time to do it personally.
Well,
Compared to like people
for
that are
me,
just building things that are just gorgeous.
bro, it blows me away some of the stuff that's been built in there. I went on YouTube and started going through some of the builds that were on there that were actually uploaded on there, and I was like,
Dude,
damn, bro.
So TC actually hooked us up with this guy named Quadrell who built this for the Meta Art Club, which is a project on Ethereum. And just like, look at this shit. Like, I can't even believe that. Like, if you told me that we were going to be able to build stuff like this in the Uplift, like, fuck off. This is amazing. These are all like high. These are all high-end artists. Yeah, it's awesome.
God,
I
man.
love that one.
The thing that cracks me up is I've been in construction all my life, and I have to sit there and just go, man, it's going to take me like 20 billion hours to build something. Yeah, to build anything, and the thing's going to look like a fucking brick shit house. I'm going to be like, damn, man, look at all these guys build. Damn, look at that.
Yeah, so this is my latest build, and I figured out how to use this app to get like on client side, like on my thing. Corey's the only person in Uplift that builds with no pants on. That's just true. I'm not wearing pants right now. Pants are dumb. So our main
look at the
portal.
cat. Look at the cat.
What is happening right now?
The cat sticking his ass in the camera.
That's awesome. Oh man, that's funny. So here's our main portal hub, right? This is gonna be the Grand Central Station dome that we're gonna connect all the different chains to over here. It's gonna be the biggest dome I've ever made. and this is the Ethereum dome over here. And like, you know, it's kind of fun or whatever. Like we're going to close it out and finish it off or whatever. But the real thing that, you know, I had to put a team together. I was originally going to just do this all myself, and there wasn't any way to do it. So Russ has been helping, and Jen is a superstar, has been helping. Like every one of these logos is a partner project for the Uplift now.
Is that Jen that does the coffee show?
Yeah.
She's good builder.
Yeah, she's a great builder. She's an even better community manager, although I don't think she would I don't think she knows how good.
Hey, there's us right there.
Right? Oh yeah, up here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Ta-da!
Anybody who wants to you know, add marvelous NFTs on Twitter, just point your phone at the screen right now and it'll pop right over.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Graffiti Kings right there.
Yep.
I see the skull. You see, Darren? Where's Darren? Oh, Darren.
Not here.
He didn't show up.
Guy.
He said he was away. He didn't have good reception. That's
totally
why
cool.
He couldn't join us.
He's awesome. I love that dude.
Oh, me and him, we said he stays up all hours of the night, bro. He's a character and a half. Me and him sit there and just laugh it up the whole night. But yeah, man, I want to get in and build some shit, Corey.
Me too.
I really do. I got to learn how to do this Minecraft stuff. My kid won't help me at all. He's like a genius when it comes to this stuff. And I told him, I go, well, show me how to do it. He goes, well, what are you going to pay me? I go, what? I pay all your bills, man.
Right.
Give me your Xbox back, man. Hand me that console.
Yeah, rent the Xbox back for Minecraft building time. I think this is the way to go.
But yeah, I want to start building on there. My son, he kind of outlined one of my properties that I've got.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I got a waterfall running right into my one of the properties I've got, right? And then the railroad tracks go right through, and I go, oh, this is awesome. I could put up Bad Days right up over here, and everyone riding on the rails is going to ride right past my shit.
See, this is the thing. Let's do it, man. Let's pop into one of your plots one of these days, and we'll just spruce the place up. We'll just go live for an hour and see how much trouble we can get into.
Honestly,
fuck yeah, I'm down for that. Oh, Corey, you know what the funniest thing was? Is one of the guys helped me out in Telegram a long period of time ago, and I was saying, I can't find my plot. Where's my plot? And it was in Genesis. I have a plot in Genesis, in fact, right? And he goes, no, you're right over by where the big baby is. There's like a big baby, what is it? Garbage Pail Kid, atom bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen that.
I have.
Big, huge atom bomb build. It's like the size of a city. I mean, it's huge, right? And he goes, you're right over by here. And I go, well, how can you see where I'm at? And he goes, bro, look down. The only place that doesn't have anything built on it is your piece. The only piece that has dirt right there is you. I go, oh, shit, man. Really? That's pathetic, man. I'm the only square. Buildings all around me, everything. All around. And there's mine, just dirt.
Dude, there's so many plots on Genesis. I haven't done anything with it either. Like it's embarrassing. Obviously, when I built the Uplifters Tower behind me here too, which has just been like we just build that anytime I'm on the show. Actually, speaking of which, we should go over there and get some gratitudes up on the wall.
Oh, cool, man. Do you build every day, Corey, or you just don't have time to?
I barely ever have time to build. I only started doing this because I have to. Right, like this is, and you know what I mean, and really, like, it. Don't get me wrong, it's really fun, and like I know what this is going to look like when the whole project is done, right? Like when you know when we've realized the vision of making Uplift truly multi-chain, like I know what this whole thing is going to look like, and I'm really excited about that.
So cool, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Anyway, so we're going over to.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, this is the main portal hub for all the worlds. Got our little rules thing. Once people first get into the game, that's what they see. And we actually, Rocket Gallery put this together. This is like an event server that we did for NFT Kids, which is really fun. But yeah, we've got PvP player versus player tournaments now every weekend, which is kind of fun. So this will whip me over to Genesis. Get some gratitudes up.
See, you've gotten good enough with the keyboard that you can see, different stuff. You're doing this all with the keyboard, no mouse, right?
No, keyboard and mouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is the mouse.
Oh, there we go.
Right?
Yep.
Keyboard. All right. So, David, what are you grateful for?
Oh my God. I'm thankful for, what I'm thankful for, honestly, is all the opportunities on blockchain technology.
Awesome. Add Monster back in. He sees in the comments, I'm grateful for new ideas. TC Monster, what are you grateful for?
Is he listening?
Monster, can you hear me?
10-4, come in, Monster. The eagle has landed.
Check 1 2. Checkity check.
Checking. Microphone check. Boy, if he's at the studio, he's wow, you got to go on. Whoa, Monster.
Oh, so close. All right, well. What are you gonna do? Oh, Monster, that's why he went out. He lost audio. He messaged us on the private chat.
Okay.
All right.
But that's it's cool to be able to build stuff in there, and it blows me away how much talent a lot of these people that are building stuff in there have. Really, I mean, it just really blows me away.
There we go. How you doing, Monster?
Oh, cool.
Can you hear us?
Monster?
We can hear you.
You're turning sideways. You went black again. You're black, bro. You're black. Going down.
Black. Code black.
I'm back in black.
You're back in black. All right, he's back.
Hey, is it my turn for gratitude or did I miss it?
It absolutely is your turn. We were gonna wait for you.
Oh, how kind. See, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the we over me mentality that is needed to succeed in this space, man. And I think we often forget that. No, my gratitude at this very moment is to have both of my daughters under one roof and to acknowledge the beauty of that spectrum, and to have one holding the other over there is pretty cool.
You got to make it a little shorter so you can type it.
Oh, we're typing this. Okay, I am grateful for love incarnate and always.
On. Actually gave you and you can have more than one. Anytime we ever do this, guys, if you're like, I'm grateful for 3 things. Cool, we're staying here until we're done. So I got
it's like Robin Williams rules from Aladdin. Got it.
I did not realize that was where that was from, but yes, absolutely. So anyone you guys want to add any more?
I'm good, man.
All right,
cool. That was solid.
That was pretty damn good. All right, guys, thank you. Sigh.
Yeah. You know what's funny, Corey? I tell people I walk into like different grocery stores, or I'm at the gas station and stuff, and these guys have seen me come in and out. They know who the hell I am and stuff, and they go, oh man, hey, what's your crypto tip this week, right? And so I tell them, I go, this was what, 2 weeks ago or 2.5 weeks ago? I go, listen, Polygon, it's at 35 cents right now. Polygon Matic, 35 cents. I guarantee you it's going to go up from there. You want to buy some? Buy $100, $200, $300, whatever. Now look where Polygon's at.
I don't even know. Where is it at right now?
It's like at 70 cents.
Nice.
Oh shit, nice. All right, cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, could I have said that about my project? No. But it's so much easier for me just to gamble with tokens, that I just wait for the more solid tokens and invest into it and to make my money, and I'm in and I'm out without any drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just love the fact that I got something to work with for me personally that's associated with Stan Lee. That's for me personally. And for you, it's like, oh my God, that cat is hilarious.
The cat's righteous.
He's all, dude, I got cats and kids.
Kitty.
fun. All right, guys. Actually, I have to run here. I got to try and cram in some dinner. We're doing a happy hour Twitter Spaces for Uplift at 7 Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, you guys are more than welcome if you guys want to come and hang out and shoot the shit.
Definitely.
Best
have
of
a
luck
rum for
tomorrow,
that.
Corey.
What's that?
Best of luck tomorrow, man.
Thanks, man. Thank
I
you.
hope it's killer. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, it's going to be super fun. Hopefully everything works because we're trying like 6 new things at once, which is never a smart idea for this world. Rock and roll.
What the hell? What the hell?
So
another
yeah,
thing.
Go ahead.
Another thing, Corey. I'm going to send you over some Dracons. I'm going to send you over some Dracons to sit there and play around with. I'll give you some too, Munster.
Threaten me with a good time.
Yeah. It's one of the only games I've been playing for like, 4 years, 3.5 years. That's an actual NFT game that's still in existence. How about that?
Well, it's a dragon
awesome.
thing. This guy's a dragon whale, that's for sure. David Palmer, the dragon.
Nice.
Yeah, real quick, last plug on our end. Anybody that's into actual real life merchandise, that's into the NFT space, go out there, look up Graffiti Kings. We've got some limited edition Bad Days Graffiti King shirts out there. They're super fucking cool. They're limited out there, and they're going. So get out there and get some new threads on your bodies. Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah. And like I said, Corey, I promise you, I'm going to build something, even if it's just a wall.
Yeah, dude, let's do it together.
Something.
Like seriously, let's go live and we'll pick one of your plots or whatever, and we'll make a billboard. Fuck it, like we'll just make something, put some art up or
I want
whatever.
something bitching like behind your head, man.
I mean, that took a long time to build. Now, granted, like there are so many builders that are so good at stuff, like they'll whip something up like that in like a day. This took me months of building, every little bit every once in a while. Granted, good luck finding a building with this many gratitudes from fucking superheroes on it. You will not find that.
Exactly.
That's what we build.
You need to get Dick Sharples. He's probably a good person to get with in the community and gets you the right builds in the right areas.
G-Kid's awesome.
He's great. So David, I can link y'all if y'all aren't already talking. I think
he's like working with a bunch of different committees on the core Uplift DAO team now too, and he's a gem. He's a really, really good dude. All right, so one last plug. Tomorrow 6 p.m. we're gonna have a little sale on Ethereum. We've never done it before. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it works. It should be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, exactly right.
We're gonna be streaming the whole time too. I'm gonna start the stream tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll send you guys a link if you guys want to come and hang out. You're more than welcome to. It's going to be open to any of the partner projects who want to come and shoot the shit.
Definitely.
And seriously, like beginning of the bear market, like this is where things get interesting. The projects that make it through the next 18 months are going to be a big deal. And I know that you guys are going to be there, and so are we. And that's pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely, Corey. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Peace, y'all.
All right. Have a good one.
Cheers.